Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, Primal Athlete Training Center here in Cranston, Rhode Island. I just got off an airplane. There it is. I was out at the Wisconsin Homestead High School, and we had one of our one-day throwing clinics. So we were inside. Wisconsin starts their track season tomorrow on Monday. And I just got off the plane a little while ago, and I wanted to come in here and shoot the video because, again, like always, we want to make sure that you are all taken care of, people that have subscribed to this online team, that you know exactly what's going on, and that we are able to give you exactly what we promise every single week come Sunday night. As we always say, we've been doing these now for, 6 months, a little over 6 months. And there are some people out there that are sending me emails saying, hey, Coach Matt, can I get the workouts for these old videos that I'm seeing on YouTube? You cannot. In order to get these workouts, you need to sign up to be part of the online team. This is week 1 of our in-season training for our spring season here in the United States and other parts of the world that have a spring track and field season. So this is going to start week 1, and if you want to be part of the team, just go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com and click the tab at the top that says sign up for the online team. $14 a month, super cheap. Make sure you check it out. Don't try to create a workout from what you see here. You don't have any idea what we're doing. These are just explaining what the exercises look like so that you have a tutorial so you make sure you're not doing them wrong. Because you never know, you might call them by a different name. So what we are going to do is, if you saw in last week's video was sort of a reset week. A lot of people might call it a deload week, but it wasn't really a deload. It wasn't an easy workout. It was a reset week. That is where we kind of reset your body to get ready for more growth and to get ready to build more strength. End of the season, maybe it was an athlete coming from another sport. Maybe it was one of your athletes that hadn't been on your team for a couple weeks because they didn't qualify for the championship stuff. This is a week for them to either get back in the game or to kind of change their mindset and change their body so that it's ready to do more work. So we're going to continue with the circuit theme for the first 4 weeks of the season. And basically what this is going to do, I love circuits early on in the spring because a lot of times if you're in the Northeast or anywhere really in the eastern part of the U.S., northeast part of the U.S., you've got some snow on the ground. So it's going to be tough to get out and do things like sprints. It's going to be tough to get outside and do really much of anything. So this is a great way to get you in shape so that you are able to do a lot of work at the end. We want to build your work capacity. We do that with circuits. The other thing is, a lot of times you're going to get kids out that are doing track just to, let's face it, just to kind of hang out with their friends, BS at practice and turn it into sort of a little social thing. And you don't really want that either. You want athletes who are committed, athletes who are serious. So these circuits will weed a lot of them out while helping the serious and the dedicated and the committed kids to get in better shape and to get their bodies ready to perform at a very high level. So we have 2 days of circuits because it is in season. A lot of people have been asking for a third day. Third day for a lot of people is just not doable during the season because they have track meets during the week. They are coaching both boys and girls. They have to be away from school. They only have a 2-hour practice or an hour-and-a-half practice every day. So getting in the weight room 3 days a week, I don't like. I think if you have some time at the end of the week, you should be throwing, using that time to practice the events. But if you do want a third week, you can certainly hit me up in the Facebook group, and I will write you a quick little third day for each week. That's only if you want it and only if you feel a need. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around, and I am going to be demonstrating what you are going to be doing for day 1 and day 2. All right, realized the video last week went a little bit long, so I'm going to try to quickly go through these with you. They're all pretty basic. The first thing that we're going to have every day is a main strength movement. On day one, that's going to be a squat. And in the workout, you have a list of squats to choose from. You want to pick one, and you're going to be sticking with that one pretty much for the entire season. You might do variations of it. So pick one. There's different levels according to the type of athlete that you're working with. All right, if you have a beginner athlete, you don't want to start them with a back squat if they have trouble doing a body weight squat. Pick the exercise that's going to fit the level of athlete that you're working with. After the main squatting movement, whatever you choose, we are going to go into a double kettlebell or a double dumbbell squat. Now you can either do this as a free squat or as a box squat. We'll show you the free squat. I'm in jeans, so bear with me. So we're going to have 2 kettlebells in the rack position. We're just going to sit down to parallel, standing up. Now we can do this again without a box or with a box. If you're doing it on a box, make sure don't plop, sit down nice and easy. Next exercise that we are going to do is, well actually after the assistance movement I should say, we're going to move into our circuit. So the circuit is going to be a series this week of 5 different exercises. And basically the circuit is not going to be for time, it's either going to be for repetitions or for as many repetitions as possible. So you just want to make sure that you go into the workout and check that out. First exercise we're going to be doing is pull-ups. Obviously, we've done pull-ups before. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Hang from a bar and pull up. I don't think you can mess that up. Now, some people might not be able to do pull-ups. You can do a recline row where you're hanging under the bar, pulling yourself up to the bar. Or if you have bands like this, you can put the band underneath the athlete's foot or underneath their knee to give them a little bit of assistance. Or you can have a partner, if they bend their leg and they do a pull-up, you can have a partner help them out. After pull-ups, we are going to be doing a single or a double kettlebell RDL or a dumbbell RDL. Now, we've done these plenty of times. Kettlebell in each hand. Nice long arms. We're going to push into our hips, go as far as we can to get that big stretch. Squeeze your butt and stand up. So we're reaching, we're hinging to the ground, keeping our back flat. We don't want to see the back rounded over, and we don't want to see a squat. We're pushing the hips back. Next exercise that we are going to do is a bent over row with your weak arm. Bent over rows are pretty simple. You can get on a plyo box or on a bench or even up against the dumbbell rack or kettlebell rack. We're going to just get a nice flat back and we're going to pull up with the arm. Now we're going to do a certain amount of reps, prescribed amount of reps on the weak hand and then on the strong hand. Finally, we're going to end with walking lunges. These are going to be body weight and it's for a specified distance. You don't have to get it perfect. If the specified distance, if you're working in a basketball court, you can easily do it. If you can get outside, you can easily do it. If you don't have the room, try to figure it out and say, how big of a step do I take? Do the math and figure out the amount of repetitions that you can do, and just assign that to your athletes. This is a circuit. There's really, this is more to kind of fatigue them than to build size or build strength. So they're going to be doing a lot of repetitions and they're going to be breathing pretty heavy and a little bit tired. So having 1 or 2 extra reps or 1 or 2 less reps than you could normally get is not going to be a big deal. That takes care of day 1. Now we're going to move you around and show you what we're doing on day 2. Okay, day 2, again, exercises are pretty simple. What you are going to do is a bench press or some type of pressing movement for your main strength movement. Again, there is a list that you choose from. Make sure you pick an exercise that is that is not too difficult for the athlete. So if you have a beginner athlete, you're obviously not going to assign something like a barbell bench press if they can't do a couple of good push-ups. So make sure to pick the exercise that fits the level of athlete that you're working with. After that, we are going to have an assistance movement. The assistance movement this week is a dumbbell incline bench press. We have done those plenty of times before. Set up your bench on an incline, about a 40-degree incline, and the amount of sets and reps are in the workout. Now, the circuit for today is 4 exercises. The exercises, again, like yesterday or like day one, are going to be some of them for a prescribed amount of reps and some of them for as many repetitions as possible. So again, you have to subscribe to find out what that is. First exercise that we are going to be doing in that circuit on day 2 is going to be a feet elevated push-up. So this is nothing more than a push-up with your feet elevated up on a small box or low plyo box, whatever you might have there. You don't want it too high. Anywhere from 6 to 12 inches off the ground is perfect. Next exercise that we are going to do is some type of a ring row, a TRX row, a suspension strap row, rope row, whatever you have. Drape it over your pull-up bar and pull yourself up. Again, if you do not have them, you can do a recline row where you're hanging under the bar and pulling your chest to the bar, sort of like doing an upside down push-up. I believe back in the day they called them Australian pull-ups or Australian push-ups. I don't know what the heck it is, but you could certainly find a tutorial or look back at previous videos that we did. We've done them plenty of times. Next exercise that we are going to do is a dip. Now, a dip, what I am looking for is actually a parallel dip that is in a dip apparatus. So you probably have those at your facility. Hopefully you have them at your gym. If you do not have them at your gym, you can do a bench dip where you are, standing on the ground or lying down on a bench and pushing your body weight up and down on the side of that bench. You can certainly do that as well. The last exercise that we are going to do are farmer's walks. Now, like the walking lunge from day 1, farmer's walks are going to be for a specified amount of distance. Now again, it's one of these things where we're going to be, outside, it's outdoor track. If you can't get outside or if you can't use a basketball court or whatever it might be, you can certainly walk around your weight room. You can walk up and down the hallways of the school that's hopefully near your weight room. Just try to find a long distance that you can walk. Now, the distance that I am prescribing here in the workout, you may have to turn around and come back. You may have to go up and down the hallway once or twice. Make sure that you're getting a heavy enough weight to challenge your athletes, but you certainly don't want them dropping dumbbells in the hallway either and going too heavy. If they go too light at first, make them get a heavier dumbbell the second and third, fourth time, however many times we're doing the circuit. If they go too heavy at first, make them go lighter. Okay, pretty simple stuff. So guys, that takes care of week 1. Next week, my Fridays are finally free, and we can get Coach Anise to demonstrate these again and get you some shorter videos. Until that time, make sure, go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com, sign up for the online team. You'll get these for the next 13 weeks, and believe it or not, once these are done, we're going to be in our summer off-season mode, and we're going to be having some more videos for you then and more workouts to get you stronger and bigger during the summertime. All right, thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.